funny how hard they're pushing the globe right now. You know, like on commercials and ads on YouTube, and what I overhear on when I'm near television sometimes. I don't watch TV really, but other people do, and I'm near a TV from time to time. And it's almost, you know, the word globe or global especially. The word global is like thrown out there, and the word planet is used in, you know, ads that have nothing to do with, you know, space or the globe or anything like that. It could be a paper towel commercial or something, you know, and it'll start out with a spaceman floating, or a space woman actually floating in space, right, over a globe, and then zoom down into a quick take of, you know, the quicker picker upper, you know, paper towels. And you're like, why did the globe, global, space, or planets need to be thrown into that? That seems kind of redonkulous. I see the police. I better put my seatbelt on. They want me to... Okay. Taking the trail to the globe. But I noticed some infrastructure-looking features down here, so I thought I'd take a look at you know, the water area. Clearly, there was some sort of something here, like a lock, maybe. Or it's just, or it could have been power station, who knows. But over there, we've got some spillover. And it looks like under all these weeds and bushes, there's probably more. There's some fake rock work on this bridge. Or maybe it's real, I don't know. There's some rock work. Last thing you want is, you know, homeless people being undercover somewhere. A little bit of destruction in here, whatever that is, you know. Running lengthwise in the water. I guess I'm sneaking up on the globe. I'm disturbing the pigeons. Lots of random boulders. Lots of boulders. As if there was some large boulder structure here. I'm just speculating. Recklessly, of course. Reckless speculation. Okay, well, we're coming up on the... Maybe I'll just keep going here for a minute. Another globe, another globe. Train bridge. Some condos built on some janky looking concrete. Okay, well, maybe it's not so bad. I'm not going to be able to get to the fucking globe from here. Those motherfuckers. Unless I scale the fence or whatever. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll do that. There's some of the old bridge underlayment, I guess. Okay, so that... Okay. Anyway. Where it used to be down there. I'm here at the Globe Park in Salem. And... yeah. Kind of a slough area there along the train tracks. If there was a lock of some sort up here, you could probably backfill this with water and have access to all along the train tracks. I don't know. And where the bushes are there and those trees were planted, that seems to be a raised area, which is generally where buildings would be located. I'm going to check that out. And I'm on the bridge. It needs to be cleaned. Let me get down here with a pressure washer. I should shoot him a bid on that. I got a pressure washer. I'll be like, hey, I'll pressure wash your bridge for $10,000. That's a good deal. You should take it. Gets deep right there quickly. Yeah. I can't help but notice after coming over the bridge from the earth the inner shape of this row of this edge there. I mean, this whole looks like an island formation right there, and this big long curved section here. Looks like there'd be like an inner lake pond, and then we have the right here. There's actually some. I can't see the screen very well, but hopefully I'm pointing at some piping going in here and some on the other side. It's over there actually, but and a telephone pole. Alright, that's it for now. It's perfectly normal airplane. Let's test out my zoom. Test out my ability to hold still. It's 64 times. Alright. Let's zoom it back. And let's call that good. Okay, I'm gonna say there's a power plant here, maybe. Something like that. You look at this. There's that tank right there. Those condos are all on top of a concrete block work that's pretty old. There was probably a building on top of that originally, because it looks like the foundation level of a building. And the part of the bridge is all new in this section. I mean, the whole bridge has been redone, the supports, but if you look at the ground level at the tracks, if it used to come out to the edge right there, you could have a spillway right there, which would make sense for a power plant. And what made me think of this is looking at this right here. Like, there's the old concrete, whatever, retaining wall that's under the globe, the now globe park, right? It's got trees planted all on top of the edge right there, and it sticks out for no reason, and it's fenced off there too, like for no particular reason, right? Other than maybe the other side of what met up with over here. Uh-oh, I've said too much. They sit in the plane. They sit in the plane. Anyway. Fuck you. So yeah, this is like just rock pile rubble over there. There's a lot of old pylons. Like, when was there anything in here that would be hooked to that pylon? Come on. That makes no sense. Maybe it was the trestle that went out to here. You know, that's a possibility too, because the ground just looks, especially on Google Earth, it looks really funky around here. I guess my next spot's gonna be to go over there somewhere. So, anyway. Okay, I'm over here. What am I gonna say now? My back's killing me, and all of a sudden I can't walk, and I'm limping my ass over here, and then the camera's straps all caught around my back. There's that wall where it sticks out over there. This is kind of old stuff here. There's some steel sticking out right there. Right here along the train bridge, which is, looks like a train bridge, sure. But is it really a train bridge? Because right here you can see there's infrastructure in the ground and another that looks like it would support pipes, honestly, because those condos are built on top of that old block building there, which goes down into the ground, which is along this section of this river, which would be a great place to have a small power plant, wouldn't it? It would be a great place to have a little one right here. Probably provide all of Salem's downtown with the power it needed. At least in those days. And this is right in the, heart of the glory of it all. At least where Salem was. And what do they put in the park here? They put a globe. A globe. Yeah, a globe. Anyway, carry on. Salem capital. It's a lot of marble. They brought it out here on wagon trains, specifically to build this structure. Those guys were dedicated, that's for sure. So, let's see here. But across the street, we have a castle with some kind of Moorish entranceways. Let's check it out. I was down at the Globe Park a little bit ago, and Willamette University. I was down at the Globe Park, and my back started killing me. I mean, I went 15 minutes there, 20 minutes, and I couldn't hardly stand. And I drove over here. I'm gonna spend like 5 minutes, and I feel okay again. Like, what's going on at the Globe Park? Eaton Hall. This is where you go to have dinner. It's Eaton Hall. Mud floods, of course. Now, this is the thing that's strange about the West Coast compared to the East Coast. That being the transformation of brick and stone and block. Okay. In the East Coast, there's all kinds of places that they find where they're intermixed. I mean, clearly, you would never build that way, and there's just mysterious brick chunks in the rock, and vice versa, and things like that. But everything around this area, that's a ridiculously gnarly tree. Everything around this area is very, very ordered. There's not brick sections in the stone. There's just stone or there's brick. It's a very defined line between the two. Was the stone brought in later or what? Why'd they plant trees so close to their building? I guess they know it ain't gonna give in or something. Yeah, so the dividing line between the stone and the brick here, it's very distinct. I mean, it looks as if it was just built that way. They put stone down and then they built brick on top of it, for whatever. And then they accented it with brick as well. But on the East Coast, the walls are all janky, beat up, and there's like sections of brick in the middle of stone and things that don't make any sense. Like the mud flutter windows, right? Very Moorish feeling. And it was important to get rid of all the windows that used to go into the gymnasium, right? Right. Clock tower. Herbert Smith Auditorium and Fine Arts. Yeah, they bricked in all the windows. This place looks like a haunted house, straight up. There's the Salem Capitol, right in between these two. Eaton Hall. That looks haunted too. Look at the round little castle corners. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. I wonder if that was the original doorway. 25 feet. I doubt it. Almost sounds hollow. There's some mortar boards having a seance. Correcto mundo. Stained glass windows. Waller Hall. Waller. Don't waller in your misery. Waller at Waller Hall. Oh, should I go around the Capitol building? I don't know. I don't really feel like it. Huh. Got the pieces up above the windows there, whatever they call those things, and the arches, keystones. Some large, what are these, sequoias? Big trees. I wonder how old they are. Dang. I should just be kicking back in that chair. Let's get some perspective on it. I can set the camera down because I'm old. Pretty soft bark. Quite soft. Okay. I guess I'm gonna call that good for now. There's a 7 minute segment. And this tree's got, I think that's like a devil's tower. You know? Totally. Okay. Well, I'm in this. See, they're doing construction there, so I can't really easily walk around to the Capitol building. I've noticed in Salem a preeminence of obelisk-type artwork. The newer artwork is like at this park I went to a while back. There was these 3 black obelisk things that were supposed to be representative of, I don't know, the industry or some shit. And we got some right there. That's probably Apollo in gold on top of the Capitol building, symbolizing this distinction between church and state, which, is so important to Americans in their Constitution. The Constitution. Look at the crappy building they get for art. Come on. Mud flood, mud flood. Mud flood. Is he holding an axe in his hand? He's wearing a robe and holding an axe. I'm from a family of loggers, and I don't think any of them ever cut down trees wearing a robe. People in robes don't cut down trees, and people in tights don't wage wars, for their independence and stuff. That seems like some total BS. And since we have such a separation of church and state, it's a good thing that nice church is right there next to the Capitol, in case they have a desperate need to seek God's counsel. But wait, they don't, because there's a separation, and we're not going to listen to no God bullshit. What the hell's wrong with you? We're Americans. So let's build churches right next to our Capitol buildings. Okay, people coming down the sidewalk now. I don't like to film people, so although I'm being filmed, I'm watching you. Salem State Capitol. What do we have here? Oh, the horse. Of course we have the horse, symbolizing our allegiance with the rest of the world, and destroying the past and covering up the present and lying about the future. That's Paul Revere. He's like, the British are coming, the British are coming. And the horse is like, yeah, sure they are. They're already here. The ministers of the gospel, who as circuit riders became the friends, counselors, and evangels to the evangels? What's an evangel? An evil angel? Isn't that a porn place? Ministers, friends, counselors, and evangels to the pioneers on every American frontier. The horse even has anatomically correct body parts. It's a cool statue, though. It's kind of a weird message. The circuit rider. Wait a minute. The circuit? Like the circuit board? We have another bell. Presented to the state of Oregon in reverent and grateful remembrance of Robert Booth, pioneer minister of the Oregon country, by his son, Robert A. Booth. John Wilkes Booth? Take your sorry self over booth number 2 for the crack pipe. Round windows in the little outbuilding. So what is this? This is a utilities building on the corner here, and they just said, hey, we'll put the utilities in here and we'll put some round windows in it. Won't that be neat? A couple of them have been broke out. I wonder if you can see in there. You can. Looks like an office. Or break room. Okay, anyway. There's across the street from the courthouse to the east. Very angled sidewalk there. Big windows real close to the ground, right? Let's continue our tour up to the side and go around the Capitol. I think we can get around if we go that way. I'll be back. Oh, I found it. The Fusion Center, where brick meets concrete. This is how the columns are all made in Greece. They're brick core. It's a brick pipe, actually, and that's been filled in. Interesting. I mean, were these originally here in some capacity, or they just put here? I guess it'll say, right? This is the Capitol, it'll probably say. Column segments. These Corinthian column segments originally were part of those that graced the west and east entrance porticos of Oregon's first state house. The cornerstone for the original Capitol was laid on October 8th, 1873. The building was partially completed and occupied on August 26th, 1876. The structure designed by architect Justus F. Crumbine, right, was totally completed, including the original dome in 1892 for $500,000. And it was destroyed. See, the stone caught fire and all the marble burned down, and so we had to rebuild it again in 1935. Oh, wait a minute. It was destroyed by fire at April 25th. Get the fuck out. That was 2 days ago. The bricks used for the inner core construction of these columns and for the buildings were made by convicts. Of course they were, at OSP, which is an old worlder too. The limestone, they probably built the prison and then they put themselves in it, is what happened. The limestone fluted veneer facings of the columns came from Douglas County quarries. These segments were salvaged from several locations in Salem and vicinity during 1980 and were returned to this original location for the interest of historical preservation. Blah, 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 blah. Governor Vacatia, 4-H, okay. 1981. It burnt down. You see, that's what happened. These things burned. And clearly they were in a fire. It burnt down. The first Oregon State House burned down. Get the fudge. Get the fudge out. Yes, the bricks caught fire and burnt to the ground. That's what happened. Dr. John. With his walking stick and his top hat. Right on. Okay. What is that, artwork? I don't know what that is. Seems like it would be taller, doesn't it? It's kind of a short building for how broad it is. Who's doing the work? Well, none other than Hoffman. We've got your 8666 man. Your 8 for octagon, 666, 415. 415 is man. 10, 1. We're number 1. With the big H, for Hoffman. Hoffman is keeping the Bonneville hot springs. That's where they keep some of their equipment, so I guess we can't go to the Bonneville hot springs because of Hoffman's. The Hoffman, they run the dams for the Bonneville Power Administration and such. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Doing construction. Pioneer. Okay, I guess he's not wearing a robe. Maybe he has a cape on. I can't tell. Huh, it's not very tall. Crow. 1937, I guess. So they're not even saying... I mean, who knows, though? Who knows, right? I mean, the first state house building was burned. Come on. I mean, people, they just believe anything. Oh, yeah, this giant stone castle structure just burned to the ground. We had to destroy it. That's what's going on. I mean, this doesn't necessarily look that impressive. All this could have been built in the 30s without any problem, I'm sure. This is not, terrible. All this is new, obviously. Though those window frames back there were kind of old, with the little stars in the corners. Lots of cameras. Apparently they had to cut through this rock in order to put the sidewalk here. And it's fucking Hoffman. Which ties right in with my 666 theory. In that, the gematria gives away hidden elements of of things by their name, by what their name is. And zeros are 6, F's are 6s, and X's are 6s. So, first to govern the Oregon country. That's one ugly dude. He looks like Freddy Krueger or some shit. Here's a modern column. Yeah, so FOX, you got your Hoffman, you got your Oxford, you got your Gifford. Those are the three that come to mind. With F's and O's. Oxford, Gifford, Hoffman. When you turn off the light, you turn it OFF. You turn it 666, you killed light. There's a reference, a tie-in for my delusional ramblings. So, and not a moment too soon, because I'm starting to get tired yet. I'm back. Okay, Eaton Hall, very Moorish. Very Moorish. Thanks for watching. Too bad I wasn't monetized. I would have made $1 on that, but oh well. Probably would have made a cent. I'm gonna have to start another channel though. Because I'm about to be broke and I don't know what to do. Okay, take care, bye. The word went out long ago. Hey everybody in the entire world, build all of your buildings exactly the same, just like this, everywhere. Here's a bunch of bricks. Is this going to be enough bricks? Don't worry, we've got all the bricks you will ever need. You can build everything with bricks. You can build bridges and canals and walls and support structures and buildings and warehouses, of course, and cathedrals, and you can line your streets with them and build your sidewalks. All out of bricks. Bricks are great. Aren't bricks cool? Bricks are everywhere, even in the middle of nowhere, because we can put bricks anywhere and everywhere with ease at any time. It makes a lot of sense. Let's never question it. Yeah, it's really weird how the East Coast has got the transforming bricks into rocks thing, and the West Coast just doesn't. It does not. There's a distinct line where it's stone or it's brick, and the twain shall not meet. But Shawnee B and all those guys, David Wayne and Curtis 47, it says we're finding bricks fused into rocks all over the place. The East Coast is so much more interesting. But anyway, I guess I better call that good. I'm done for the day. Time to go mow the lawn.